Welcome back, everyone. Today, you may have a chance to be part of history once again, two times in one day. We are about to get quite possibly a second higher high closure on the hourly for new all time highs. Historic moment. If we do get another closure above, let's see, let's get an exact number on here 29,185. Any hourly closure above there, and I'm expecting once again higher highs on this move. Overall, if we do take this as a ascending triangle formation, let's go ahead and make a measured move off of there. No, it is pointing up to the 29,600 region. So let's go ahead and draw in a horizontal there. And I'm sure it lines up with some Fibonacci's as well. And let's go ahead and take a little fib extension off of this. And off the wick high there to the wick low. Call it right about there. Does line up and have a little bit of confluence with this area from the measured move, but it is pointing for a 1.618 move up to right below 30k, right at 29,921. I'm just going to run with the assumption that we're going to continue on making higher highs. I mean, hourly Stokes, fresh, not fresh cross, but crossed and very erect to the upside here. Looks like we are headed for the edge of the bearish or the bullish control zone, and we'll see if we can break it from there. And hourly RSI just coming down, testing the moving average here and bouncing off, finding support. And let's look at a daily here. Daily just coming down, wicking down, creating a little bit of a hammer here. The impetus for possibly another move to the upside. Daily soak still across to the upside, hitting in a cross down if we if the bears can succeed in pushing price action a bit lower. RSI cross above the moving average, gaining divergence away from it, breaking into the bullish control zone as well. And the daily's looking pretty good. Not really looking like we're going to come down and retest any of these supports down here. That's what we were doing on this daily candle here. Let's go up to the weekly here. Turn these off. Remember, guys, for the weekly closure, we're looking for any weekly closure above 26,632, and we can expect more continuation to the upside. Weekly Stoke still cross to the upside, looking like they want to poke on upwards and onwards, and we can continue on. But we are in, like I said many times before, in that area of contention where if it does reverse from here, it's going to be a very volatile and harsh move. RSI still gaining divergence away from the moving average and deep in the bullish control zone. Actually making all-time highs on this chart. Let's look at the BLX. No, we are not. Head back on over and let's hit up the 4-hour chart here. And we'll take a look here. Looks like we're finding 4-hour support on the 10 simple. Classic. Pretty large hammer candle as well there. Definitely a nice entry. And we're retesting the highs once again. See if we break it on this pass or if we come back down and once again retest some of these moving averages before thinking about moving onwards and upwards. With the 4-hour fresh cross to the downside, unless we can close higher, probably if we were to get above like 29.4, these would cross to the upside, so we might play a short-term little downtrend here, consolidation before we continue on. But 4-hour RSI telling a different story, crossing above the moving average here and gaining momentum to the upside. So we'll see how this plays out. These can always cross back up. They are snaking around a little bit, but we are in an area where it does like to reverse as well. Look at the last time it reversed right here. And it did play out this almost 10% move to the downside, 8.65%. It's definitely something to be aware of in the coming hours. But in the big picture here, we still have not lost the bullishness of this run thus far. I mean, it looks like for times of extreme bullishness, we're going to be riding that 10 simple on the daily. And thus far, still riding the 10 simple, onwards and upwards. And then in times of consolidation, come down to 21 maybe, somewhere around there. So we can expect that. If we do start losing those moving averages, coming down, starting testing lower, do get a little bit bearish for some moves, like I've been speaking about, some 40% dumps to the downside. What's up, guys? I'm back. I kind of stopped the recording because I was fumbling my words as per usual, but we'll get better over time, I guess. But I was playing around with the chart a little bit while I was on the break, and what do you know? I found a pretty interesting pattern that played out previously, and just shows the Boston algos respect it. And they're playing it out once more. If you go off of one of the previous swing lows on the rally upwards, off of the first low in the consolidation, and it does provide the resistance onwards until we get up to here. But if we go and look at it in current day, take it off of the swing low while we were on the ride upwards, off of the first swing low in the consolidation, and now, what do you know, it's providing the impetus for resistance. So I do not expect us to break this. Maybe we can play out a little bit of time and then possibly rally on upwards, but in the immediate short term, if we do rally up to this one more time, probably not going to break it. But that's for immediate short term if you are actively trading this. And still getting rejected by the top side of this blue box territory. Looks like we are poking our head up a little bit, trying to get a closure a little bit above it. And we are also getting the closure above the top side of the Bollinger Band, which would be coming in on 716, or at 716 on Ethereum. If we do get this close above 716 by the end of the week, which is coming in 3 days and 2 hours, I do expect more continuation to the upside on Ethereum. We're still across the upside on the weekly Stokes as well. Still have a lot of room to grow. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but we do still have room to grow on this weekly indicator. And the same can be said about the weekly RSI. Just gaining divergence away, getting up into the bullish control zone, and still room to grow on that as well. Take a look at the daily here. Daily looks like it came down, tested the blue box territory, just wicked down, and looks like we're not going to get the closure below there unless the bears really step in the next hour and 10 minutes. Daily Stokes across the upside, played out a nice little W pattern here, and gaining divergence to the upside, breaking above the bullish control zone, getting in there. As far as I'm concerned, this could reverse very quickly and head on upwards to test the next blue box territory, coming in somewhere around 774 to 70. Looks like the daily RSI coming down a little bit, but I don't think we're even gonna come down and test the moving average. I think we're gonna reverse from somewhere relatively soon, and I think this daily candle is a nice sign of it. 3 days in a row, some pretty large wicks, a lot of buying pressure. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 4 hour. I think we're gonna wrap things up after that. Looks like 4 hour coming down, finding support on, is that the middle band, I believe? No, it's finding support on the 13 EMA there, just rallying off of that in the current moment in time. Also looking down to the yellow 21, bouncing off of there. Looks like we did get some wicks previously to the yellow 21 here. And some more wicks to it here, closure right above it there. Got a wick down to it there, another wick. So this is a pretty large area of support for the bulls. We'll see if we can make something happen, rally onwards and upwards from here. But 4 hour Stokes are across the downside. Looks like we are attempting to break down into the neutral zone. Let's see if the bulls can step in and protect that. It's looking quite grim. If you take a look at the RSI as well, though, we did lose the moving average. Looks like we could be coming up to test it once again, but with both of those indicators being bearishly crossed like that, we're gonna have to get some pretty strong momentum on the lower term time frames. Let's go ahead and hop on back down to the average. Like I said before, we did get that fresh cross above the moving average. That is bullish in the short term, and we could possibly break out of this channel. Let's look at the 30 minute. 30 minute came down, test the bottom side of the Bollinger Band, came up, test the top side. Let's see if we can find the resistance on the middle band here. And at the current moment in time, we are finding that support on the middle band. Quite impressive. Quite impressive. See if we can break out of this ascending triangle, or this ascending trend line rather, that we've been forming in the short term since around yesterday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I think that just about wraps it up for this one, guys. For Ethereum, if we lose 730, bad. Probably targeting move back down to 690. And if we do close above 740, I do expect Tesla the top side of the range. But of course, that is with the condition that we do get a higher high closure on the daily above 751. I think that just about wraps it up for this one, guys. Thanks for watching.